Hey guys, Carrix here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing LBX Joker from Danball Senki. This is a strider frame LBX used by Daiki Sendo for the first half of the series, and for the English adaptation, this LBX's name was changed to Harlequin. So, like usual, we're going to start by taking a look at the instructions to get a good idea of what the build process is like. As usual, for the front, we have a fully painted mock-up of the model itself, the player, and the animation model of the LBX with a description down here. Opening up, you can see that this consisted of 4 runners once again, 3 for pieces, and 1 for joints. And like all LBXs, these are simple, easy to follow, full color instructions. On the back page we have an idea of a custom-made station you can make using other LBXs. And on the back we have a comic showing that in the series the character used 3 Jokers, and also shows off the DQ base. So let's move on to the parts breakdown. So here you have it broken down into its different parts, and as usual we're going to start from the top with the head. So for the build of the LBX itself, it consisted of 4 different plastic colors: black, white, goldenrod, and maroon. And for the most part you're going to be seeing a lot of the black, white, and goldenrod, and just a little bit of the maroon color. Starting with the head, you can see the Joker design here quite well, and within Japan, the term Joker usually refers to the Joker playing card, which in turn depicts a harlequin, fool, court jester, etc. And so these characters look very well with the traditional jester hat with 2 bells at the end. Have the face here, which is actually done pretty cleverly, in that the entire face is a sticker that's behind a clear plastic kind of window, so that it both is held in place and also won't get scuffed. Then you also have a couple of spikes on the side of the head. For the torso, we have an interesting design here, with mostly plastic, just 2 stickers here and here. It has an interesting design to it, to where it looks like there's part of a coat here and then a frock in the front. And like with all LBXs, remove the front plate and then remove this piece here. Reveal the core box, which can be removed, and flip between one of 2 different configurations. Next we have the arms, which also have a look as if they're somewhat clothed. For the top here we have a simple shoulder pad, that has the only stickers on the arms, which are 2 stickers for each shoulder pad, and it can be swiveled like so. There's also a hinge for the shoulder. You have the actual arm itself, which expands at near the fist. giving it somewhat of a puffed out cuff look. There is, of course, a single joint there. It can also be rotated on a swivel. Then we have the simple LBX fists, come in white, and like usual are on a ball joint. We have the legs, which have a majority of the stickers for the set, with stickers here, here, down here, and that's all 40 stickers. And as you can see, the stickers here on the legs were probably the most tricky, especially the ones around the top of the legs. As you can see, it wasn't exactly easy getting them on, and for me, I didn't really get them quite lined up perfectly. But the ones here on the waist were a little bit easier to get down, especially because I was able to press them into the creases, so they look a bit nicer. So for these, you have a nice mix of different colors. These kind of wide-legged pants or kind of ankles. These heeled shoes with boosters at the back. And then this interesting coattail piece, which also has a couple of boosters on it, and has one of the few bits of maroon on it. For articulation, as you can see, there is a ball joint for the coattail. The legs are on ball joints as well, and they do use the strider frame style to where they go on from the bottom instead of from the side. And you have a single joint bend for the knees and ball joint ankles. And finally we have the weapon, a scythe called Joker's Soul, which just consists of the goldenrod and then the other pieces of maroon on the set. While it's nice that this does have more than one color to it, there is still some color missing, as there should be some black parts painted in here in the center, on parts of the blade, and all along the handle. Though I imagine if you want to, this wouldn't be too hard to paint. So, then we'll just put it together. First put on the head, and popping in the arms. Attaching the legs. And take off the cap at the end. Slide the scythe handle through one hand. And put the cap back on. And you have the fully assembled Joker. And unfortunately, it does suffer in a similar way to a lot of the other early LBXs, in that because the way the hands are constructed with the back of the hand being a separate piece, if it's loose, you will find the grip to also be loosened, and you could have situations like what just happened a few seconds ago, where the handle kind of slid down. But it does have a nice design to where it really does look like it's clothed in a jester's costume. And the color design does go well on the whole. Of course, with assembled, you also get the movement at the shoulders on the ball joint, the head and neck movement, and the waist rotation. And then finally, we have the other parts, which are its custom stand, which is in clear red. Has a design that looks like a jesser's hat. And this is actually designed in such a way that you can take this piece out and then change its angle, or change the rotation of it, to change the angle at which Joker is posed. And then it plugs in here on the back, which is interesting, as for most LBXs the way they plug in is via a port here on the bottom. And like that, we have Joker on its stand, though unlike Kunoichi, you can actually stand Joker up on its own feet. But it's a lot easier to pose when you use the stand. And then of course we have the custom dice. So starting from the top, you have the head, which has AP of 300, body has 200, arms have 200, legs have 500, and this has two weapon plates, one with 400 and one with 200. So it's kind of a mixed bag. We got your good parts, being the legs and weapon, the mediumly good head, and then the relatively weak body, arms, and second weapon. So overall, I think that LBX Joker is once again a pretty good kit. Makes good use of the Strider frame build to make a agile trickster looking LBX. And while it is a little bit sticker heavy, it does make good use of the stickers, as there really aren't too many points here where some paint is needed. Aside from the bits on the staff, the other parts that would need some paint to complete it are the ridges on the hat, some lining on the cuffs, the center of the knees, and some lining for the creases on the chest. But besides that, it captures most of the colors and details very well. It's well articulated, holds up quite well, and does have some interesting parts that you could use for customizing your LBX. So I'd certainly recommend picking this one up. Next time, I'll be reviewing the Tokon Boost Damashi from the Ghost Change series. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, or share it. You can check me out on Facebook at facebook.com/krx50. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.